Much for that great call, and alongside me, Malcolm Blight. Welcome along, Malcolm. Your first time on the fifth quarter for the year.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, wasn't it a big weekend? And we'll get to all the news, particularly out of the big game last night. The big issue, not only the quarter-time stoush, but the latest on Nick Riewold's injury.
Yeah, and West Coast facing an AFL fine, and you'll hear all about that later with a thing called a mobile phone.
And Brisbane going along beautifully at the moment. A nice win over Port Adelaide today. And West Coast and Richmond lose again. The Tigers going down by 55 points. We'll get to that in just a moment. But just recapping the winners so far in round three. Brisbane over Port. The Bombers, as we've just seen, over Carlton. The Swans easily over the Tigers. North over West Coast this afternoon at Etihad Stadium. And last night, what a game it was. St Kilda, a great victory. A wonderful St Kilda victory by 28 points over the Magpies. Well, we can go to the MCG now, and we're joined by the victorious coach, Essendon coach Matthew Knights. Matthew, thanks for your time. What a win.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was obviously the first two performances weren't great, although we played three decent quarters against Geelong in the last 5 quarters. I guess we just let ourselves down as a team, and you know, we had some genuine conversations during the week and just come out and put our best foot forward.
How difficult was the week for you? You were criticised in terms of your game plan. You obviously just stuck to your guns.
Well, no, we're just about a culture of improvement. I'm not interested in talking too much about the game style. That's our business on the inner sanctum, and we'll just go about our business improving and developing, and you know, people can take their shot if they want to, but my role is to keep guiding this young group, keep pushing them along, and that's what we'll be doing this week, going back to work at training.
Matthew, I mean, interesting words, genuine conversation. I mean, you were pretty disappointed last week. Just tell me, you don't have to tell me what you said, but was there some raising of the voice to young men this week from you?
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair assessment on Monday morning, Malcolm. After the game, I was, I guess, reasonably pragmatic, but Monday morning we had to have some solid conversations about the way we want to play Essendon footy, and we had those conversations. We didn't go down the track of, you know, flog them on the week because we were coming off a 6-day break, so you know, we just had to get back and, you know, really knuckle in and show some courage over the footy, and I thought, you know, a lot of our guys did that, and I was really proud of Jake Melshcombe and Travis Collier in their first games. I thought they represented the club with great pride.
Matthew, I mean, you're obviously a modern-day coach. You didn't play from that long ago, but so the raising of voice, you showed some real emotion after the game tonight. You put some work into this game, didn't you? Yeah,
we did. I mean, I thought probably we executed a little bit better, but it was even, you know, in this, I think the second and third quarter when we tried to tempo the game. Still a couple of young boys like, you know, Travis and Kyle took the game on, and it's just experience with these guys, and you know, I thought we really held our nerve in those last 10 minutes, and yeah, we obviously put a lot of planning into this game.
Hey Matthew, you talk about your young players, but also Mark Williams. He'd been under a fair bit of pressure. He must have been wrapped with the way he played tonight.
Yeah, he has, Michael. I guess he's a lot of expectation, and you know, I think, you know, with 2 champions retiring from the Essendon Football Club, you know, Mark maybe thought in the first 2 weeks he had to come in and do it all, and we sort of got him back to just playing his role tonight and work around Ryder and work around Gumbleton, and you know, I thought as the game went on he got more into it, and you know, you just got to keep working at it, because he's, you know, once he gets shots on goal, as we saw from the boundary, he's a real dead eye. So you know, we've got to try and get him into some form, and you know, young Michael Hurley played quite well in the VFL today at centre half forward and full forward, so we're looking at him at the next couple of weeks also.
Well done, Matthew. Great victory.
Well
thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys. Ta.
Matthew Knights joining us there, the coach of the Bombers.
I've got to say this, Michael. Interrupt you, sorry. But there's some people out there just critical of me, saying that you should raise your voice as a coach during the week, and it's interesting to see that Matthew did it, and he's a modern-day coach. It's to all those people a bit critical.
All right. Now, there was a couple of interesting decisions out of the game tonight, which we're going to take a look at here. Now, this was Tate Pears. He was tackled legally by Chris Yarran. He came off the bench. You didn't see him. Why isn't that paid dropping the ball? He had prior opportunity, and then this. Lonergan kicks the goal. Remarkably, a free kick paid for dropping the ball to Armfield.
I mean, the other one is 50-50. That is a goal. It hit his boot. It's a really, really bad decision. When the umpire is tackled, he drops the ball onto his boot and kicks a goal. It's a bad mistake. In fact, that umpire, and I just didn't see who it was, I mean, I reckon he deserves a break for that. I mean, if they lost the game, that could have cost them the game. And it's a goal.
Absolutely. And there was talk about whether it hit the ground first. Does that matter?
No, well, it didn't. No. And it doesn't matter. Yeah. It's a drop kick.
Now, Malcolm, we need you to make a harsh assessment here. They've won their first game tonight, Bombers. That's the road ahead, their next 5 games. How many of those games can they win?
Well, I've got Collingwood, Hawthorn, St Kilda probably no, and the other 2 are 50-50. They're probably going to be 3 and 4 at best after 7 weeks.
So not out of the season.
Not out yet.
Let's take a look at Carlton, who have also won just the 1 game. That was the opening game against the Tigers. Their next 6 games. Yeah,
Geelong, St Kilda and Hawthorn, I reckon, are losses. The other 3 are 50-50. Gee, they could actually be 5 losses and not many wins. OK, so
tough road ahead for the Blues there. The other game played tonight was at the SCG, and the Swans got off to a fly. They led by 52 points at half-time. It was pretty even in the second half. The final margin, 55. Bradshaw kicked 4. McGlynn outstanding again tonight with 3. Jack Revolt best for the Tigers. Daniel Jackson leading the possession count for Richmond. And Jude Bolton and Heath Grundy getting amongst the touches for the Swans. But again, a similar story, just with skill errors with Richmond.
Yeah, it's a common trend, isn't it, for the bottom teams? If you can't kick the ball, you get enough chances in this game. Have a look at that. That is just disastrous, really. And sadly, that was particularly in the first half. I thought their second half was better, Michael.
Yeah. But you can't afford, Malcolm, at this level to turn the ball over. Now, this results in a Sydney goal.
Yeah, a soda goal.
Just a shocking mistake.
Yeah. I mean, they're soft goals. No one spends any energy on that.
So, now, what about this young man, Ben McGlynn? He kicked 5 last week. He kicked 3-5 tonight, 31 disposals, 9 marks. Is he going to be the recruit of the year? He's been outstanding.
Yeah. He's going the right way, isn't he? We always knew he could kick a goal for the Hawks. I mean, it's interesting how you swap players around in clubs and second opportunities, maybe last opportunities. And a lot of blokes have done this over the journey. It's never a surprise because he's been in the system for a while and understands the hard work you have to put in to be successful.
Well, 3 years ago, he was a wonderful player for Hawthorn, and he certainly has played some exceptional football early on in the year. The other one is Daniel Bradshaw. Kicked 4 goals tonight, and amongst them, goal number 500, just the 48th player in VFL, AFL history to do so. He's been a real find for them as well.
Well, he has. He's coming off that injury too, and I think when I say he's a bit underdone, he's not. He's just match fitness, and once he gets his hands on the ball, we know he's a lovely kick. He's a very good player, has been for a long time.
So there you go, Daniel Bradshaw, certainly amongst the goals tonight for Sydney, and a big win for the Sydney Swans, 55 points to the margin. Well, one of the big issues of last night, was the St Kilda Collingwood quarter-time break, and words spoken there by Mick Malthouse, players converging. What did you make of it, Malcolm?
Well, you can only go on what Mick Malthouse said after. The only thing I'd say is that getting into talking matches with opposition players, if that happens, is a no-no for a coach. Let the players do it. I have no problem with that, but certainly not.
Did you ever get in a situation where you found yourself having to go to an opposition player?
No, not really, no. It's just no win. Let the players do it.
OK, let's hear from the reaction from all the main players today.
No. I didn't have words to Saints players. I had words to my players to make sure they didn't get involved. So let's get that right.
Did he? Yeah, OK. It's been mentioned by Channel 7. So we're investigating. I didn't see it, so I can't comment. That's for Mick to answer.
I think there may have been some words said between Malthouse and that, but yeah, that'll have to be spoken to about to Greg Hutchison.
Did Milne sort of say what he was saying or what was said to him?
No idea, actually. I haven't spoken to Milne about it.
All I know is our coaches, there was a bit of sort of pushing and shoving between some players, and then it got close to where our huddle was, and our coach was just yelling at us. I know a couple of them are yelling at me to get out of it.
Does Milne sledge?
Oh, Milne's the best. Milne's very good. He's very good at using his mouth.
Society's moved a fair bit, though, Nick. That there are certain no-go zones with racism and things along
sexuality.
Yeah, that area which are no-go zones.
Yeah, of course, and that's what I said then, that there is certain things that you definitely wouldn't touch.
So I would think now that, we are going to make a formal complaint and it being investigated, I would think that, the players involved in the club will do everything they can, to be honest, and give the right information so that, it all comes out. The players have got a fair idea of sort of what the situation was, and, from our point of view, my point of view, the players are quite disappointed and very upset with it.
We'll have a look at it, and we'll have a look at where Mick Malthouse was standing, and Mick's position was that he was spraying everyone in the vicinity. If they think that they've been transgressed against, and if there is a case to answer, we'll answer it. But at the moment, we're pretty comfortable with the situation.
Well, certainly all happening. Comments from all the key players. As we say, a very good evening again.